Hey guys, welcome back to Save File as Paralegal. My name is Talia for those of you that are new, and I currently work as a house counsel legal assistant here in the state of Florida. For those of you that are returning, make sure to drop down in the comments and leave me a comment or like this video so that I know that you were here. And today I am sharing with you guys how I became a paralegal. So this video arises from questions that I received in my comments on previous videos and on Instagram. So hopefully someone finds this helpful. If you're interested, please stay tuned. So as I told you guys, I am currently a house counsel legal assistant, but do not let that title fool you. I have worked as a paralegal and I currently do paralegal tasks, even though my official title is a legal assistant. So because that is my official title, on my job board, I never want to misrepresent myself. So that's why I always include it. But I'm well versed on paralegal duties because I worked as a paralegal previously in both personal injury law and family law. And I still do paralegal duties along with legal assistant duties, which are different. So I am well versed on what it takes to become a paralegal, as well as what it feels like, and have the experience of my personal experience of working in the paralegal field as a paralegal. And so I'm here to share with you guys a little bit about my journey and what it took. So let me just start with requirements here in the state of Florida. I'm not sure what it is in other states. I've only worked in the state of Florida, so that is why I'm speaking from that perspective. In the state of Florida, generally what you see on job boards is they would like a 4-year degree in paralegal studies and a paralegal certificate, depending on if you're going into litigation. So I just want to preface that because not all people ask for that certification, but they would like a 4-year degree in paralegal studies along with a paralegal certificate, depending on where you're going, what part of the law you're going into, and 5 years of experience. That's their favorite number. Sometimes I see more depending on the pay and depending on what area of the law that it is. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. And so now let me share with you guys about my journey. This channel was birthed on my road to become a paralegal. So I have a lot of videos, vlog style videos and informational videos on how that journey was for me. But when I originally left high school, I knew that I wanted to become an attorney. And like a lot of people, when you ask the guidance counselor, you know, what do you need to major in to become an attorney? I was told political science and pre-law. Those were the two majors that I was provided, right? The problem came in for me. One, I did not do, I didn't even think to research further into that because I wanted to get there and I was like, okay, this is what they say I need to get there, and that's what it is. And there's nothing wrong with those majors. What I didn't know is I didn't necessarily have to have that. You can have a major in anything to go to law school, and I mean anything. I have met people who have theater degrees, literature degrees, science degrees, accounting degrees, all kind. There is not a one degree a degree major rather that you have to major in order to achieve attorneyhood. Okay, so but I didn't know that at the time, so I was going off of the recommendation of my guidance counselor. What I didn't know then that I do know now is that in order to stay self-motivated enough to complete college, especially if you aren't hyper focused or hyper driven to do it, and not saying that I wasn't, it just, you know, it was what it was. I realized very quickly that I was not interested in what I was learning, And it was really off because I really had an interest in learning about the law, how the law works, moving parts of the law. Like, I was really interested in that, but political science was not it for me. So I changed my major to pre-law, and that was a no-go for me. And so I actually ended up taking an intro to paralegal studies class, and that is a good basis to start if you are currently thinking about changing your major. That is where I would start. Look for intro classes, and that can be true for anything that you're going to go into. The beautiful thing about a lot of colleges and universities is they have these intro classes, and an intro class will give you a high level overview of the field so that you could better understand and better see what you like. For me, that intro class was a prerequisite to get into the paralegal program at the college that I chose. So I wanted to change my major. So the last semester that I wanted to even do that, that is what I did. I took an intro class, and it did just that. It gave me a bird's eye view, if you will, of the paralegal field. And I thought, why don't more guidance counselors recommend this? This is so much more useful, in my opinion, especially if you want to go further in the law. And at the time, my goal was to become an attorney, right? And I was like, this is going to be so much more useful. The classes that you were required to take included research, writing, legal drafting. I'm like, isn't that what lawyers do? Like, that's crazy. So I really think it was like a disservice for guidance counselors not to offer that, you know, as an option. The biggest reason why I sought a degree in paralegal studies was to learn how to draft legal documents, learn the legal jargon, and learn legal writing. Because when I looked it up, or I was looking up YouTube videos and things like that, that was a lot of the complaints or a lot of things that people were saying, like, law school doesn't prepare you for this, those type of videos. And I was like, all the things that are missing are in this paralegal degree, so heck yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I transferred to the paralegal program, but it would be a few years before I actually completed the program. I did leave because sis was tired. I was tired, okay? I left, I worked for a while, and then I went back into school because I was like, okay, something's gotta give. I gotta get back on track here. And I went back to school. So I actually completed, when I went back into the program, I had already taken that intro class, which was a prerequisite, and so I was able to just jump into the program. I had the GPA and everything that I needed to get into the program. It took me 3.5 years to complete 3 degrees. I completed my AA degree that I had started under that pre-law change. Under that pre-law change, I completed that AA degree. There was really no reason. There was no really good reason, but I got an associate's degree in paralegal studies because I was thinking at the time, like, somebody will probably let me start working if I have an associate's degree. But what I was finding in searching up job posts and things like that is that was not the case. They wanted a bachelor's degree and a whole bunch of experience, and the only way to get there is to get this bachelor's degree and then pray that somebody would give me a chance, right? Now, when I didn't know at the time, but when I left school and ultimately came back to school, I didn't know at the time how important it is to choose a paralegal program that's ABA certified. And ABA is the American Bar Association. If the program that you're looking into is not ABA certified, I would stay away. Reason being is people are going, when you start looking for jobs and things like that, they tell you that they want you to have a bachelor's degree from an ABA certified program or school. And that's like a standard. I don't know if it's a standard for everybody else, but it's definitely a standard from Florida. And it doesn't matter in what area of Florida you work in, whether it's North Florida, South Florida, West Florida, East Florida, whatever, that is the standard here. And so that was really important. Thankfully, my program had already been an ABA certified program, but I didn't learn the importance of that until I was already one semester in. So I do want to stress that when you're looking for paralegal programs, the best way to choose is based off first the ABA certification, how long they've been certified, and if they keep their certification. Okay, just like when you're looking at colleges, you want an accredited college, right? And you want someone that keeps their accreditation, okay, because you want the degree to mean something. And then two, of course, cost and convenience based on your schedule and based on, you know, your budget and things like that. And then other factors that that you want to compound. But to me, those are the very two that you absolutely, I don't even waste your time if they're not ABA certified and continuously hold their ABA certification and cost effective. Don't even do it. Okay, so I just went back to my same school, but they were ABA certified. They've never lost their ABA certification. And I love the program that I did because it was flexible. I went to school in the evening. Even though I worked full time, I didn't have to quit my job or move hours. I was actually working 2 jobs at the time. And they really provided a lot of support as well. I would say you're able to make up a relationship with your dean. They encourage that so you can make sure that you stay on track. And so those are things that I think is also very important as well. Very important as well to what program you're considering. And I went ahead and kept in the program. So in 3.5 years, I completed my general AA degree. I completed an AS in paralegal studies, and I completed my bachelor's in paralegal studies. I did not go on to complete the certificate or take the exam for the certificate. I did take a prep class, and if you've been following my channel, I did give away my book for that because I knew that I was never going to do that. It was not, you know, it wasn't my end goal. And so I completed the coursework. And what I did, and I always recommend this to college students that I talk to people that are going into the field that I talk to, I always recommend leveraging your electives. If you can, leverage your electives. Now, depending on what paralegal program that you choose, you have to choose a track. And my track that I chose was family law, business law, and criminal law, because that's what, when I was going through the intro classes and I was reading up on it, that's what pulled me in the most. And so that's what I did. However, I was able in my elective, so my core classes and one elective was geared towards that. But we all know how the credit, if you don't know, there are in each program, and it doesn't matter what degree you have, right? In each program, you're required to have a certain amount of credits or credit hours towards electives. So what I did was, like I said, I leveraged my electives to take that opportunity to learn different parts of the law so that I could see where I wanted to get a job in. And I recommend you do the same. So I went ahead, like I said, it took me 3.5 years to get those degrees, and I went into the field. Was it hard to get a job in the field? Not necessarily. Was it hard to get a quality job in the field? Yes, because I lacked the experience. So I tell people all the time, sometimes you have to take that pay cut or deal with people. I don't ever want you to feel like you have to be disrespected, but sometimes you have to work where you don't really want to be just to get the experience. And one thing I am efficient at is that I ended up working for a family law attorney through my internship and continued to work for her part-time, but it wasn't, you know, it was broken up in time because I would work for her every summer, and then I worked for her every summer, but it would be like the summer of 2018 and then the summer of 2019, and then in 2019 I actually continued to work for her part-time in the spring and in the summer for my internship, and she paid me to work for her part-time. So that's how I got experience in that field, but it's broken up. So at the time, before COVID, before this job market is doing what it's doing, that it was more lenient, I would say, or it was not as lenient. And not to say that it's super lenient, because I know a lot of people are struggling, but when people see it broke up like that, they just didn't understand, and instead of clarifying it, they would just bypass me. And so I then took the first job that would accept me to get that time, you know, to get that time, and it was a mess. Okay. But I did that. I would later go into corporate, in the legal department, but on the compliance side, and I worked to get experience in that. And at my 1 year mark, I moved, and I've been in house counsel ever since then. So all in all, if you're looking to start, that's how I became a paralegal. And I don't know, I feel like my journey in paralegalhood, it isn't like super wild, it isn't super crazy, but it does take time, and it did take work, right? And I don't think that people that pursue law are strangers to work, but I do know just from personal experience that time, oh, it could be something else. So just know that it will take time, and it will take some work, and you may not jumpstart and do what you want to do, but make sure that you have a plan. Like I just said, I stayed somewhere for a year so I could get that experience that everybody wanted, right? And then I scooter-doop-doop, kept it moving, did it again so I could get the experience that they were talking about. Bop, 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 moving on to bigger and better things. So that is how I became a paralegal. And so thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions or need me to clarify anything, drop down in the comments and let me know. You can also send me an email or DM me on Instagram. Thank you so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. You guys be blessed, be well, and I'll talk with you guys soon. Bye.